Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. As somebody that's been covering the whole Nintendo Palworld saga since it really went down, I want to say it's been close to a year at this point. Man, this is one of the more depressing updates that I have to go over, and I have to question the people that are giving the patents to Nintendo. How are we doing this? So Nintendo has now successfully acquired another US patent on a gameplay mechanic that is used in so many other games. And what is that mechanic? How about the action of summoning another character and making them battle on the player's behalf? Games Frey, who have done an incredible job of following everything that Nintendo's been doing in the saga as well, and one of the outlets that I've been using as far as getting the information, has brought this to everybody's attention. And specifically, let's go over what the patent describes. A console or other system is being used to run a video game from storage, okay? The player controls a character in virtual space. The player can perform an input command to make a sub-character appear, summon another character. If there's an enemy where the sub-character appears, the player can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. Okay. If there's no enemy where the sub-character appears, the sub-character will automatically move around. The player can move around the sub-character to a different location on the field, and if an enemy is there, they can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. This is insanity. This is actually insane that they have a patent where summoning mechanics are now tied to Nintendo. Nintendo has the authority to have a patent for summoning mechanics. And by the way, like, Digimon is about to come out, and that's a game that very much would infringe this patent. Now, ultimately, it comes down to Nintendo to utilize the patent. Are they going to utilize a patent in most scenarios where they don't feel like they're being affected? Probably not, and that's what I would like to assume. But honestly, with Nintendo these days, how can you assume anything? But I would like to assume that. However, them having this level of power is sheer insanity, that they have patents to gameplay mechanics across the board. Who is approving this? That's what is the most insane to me. How does this even get through the approval process? And somebody's like, alright, buddy, what I have to assume is the people doing the approvals of this, I have to imagine they don't give a crap about video games. I just have to imagine. And at that point, why should they be the ones dictating the patenting process for gameplay mechanics? Nobody knows. We just have to deal with it, which is just insane to me. And all of this is definitely stemming from Palworld and what Nintendo, I feel, did wake up on the wrong side of the bed when it came to Palworld, and I think one day they decided, alright, we can't let this happen again. And I believe they have been working on getting this patent since 2023, actually, and it finally was approved, and now they do have this patent. And again, theoretically, this could cover so many games, and patents, much like legal agreements, a lot of that is up to interpretation. That's why so much of this is so difficult, where a game could come out, like, it doesn't necessarily fall into the category, but what about Final Fantasy and the summonings in that game? What if one of the Final Fantasies come out and you get to control, one of your summonings? In Final Fantasy 16, like, Clive actually, you control the summonings, but you're not summoning another character, so I guess that wouldn't fit into that. But Final Fantasy evolves mechanically all the time. What if a summoning you control around? Like, this is stuff that happens in JRPGs all the time, where you have a summoning, and then you can control that summoning, or you take control of a different character. This isn't that unique of a gameplay mechanic, and most people are tying it to, like, the Digimons of the world, but there are so many games that fall into that criteria. And not only that, there aren't just so many games that fall into that criteria, but this is a basic fundamental gameplay mechanic that so many games would want to implement. The idea of summoning another character so you can control it and let it do some battles for you. Like, this isn't some revolutionary concept, and I don't know if Nintendo was the first one with Pokemon. Like, yeah, and a lot of that is before my time, but they should not have the authority to have a patent on this basic gameplay mechanic, and that's my issue with it. The patents are getting even even more and more basic as far as what they are covering. And Nintendo, we know that they're gonna attack games that they view as a threat. They absolutely view Palworld as a threat, and sure, they might not view Digimon as a threat. Who's to say? And I'm sure if they went after Digimon, people would be like, all right, buddy, like, what are we doing here? Digimon's been around for 2 decades, or even longer than that. And these games have existed forever, and Digimon's like a well-known IP, and Digimon, from an artistic standpoint, I guess you could say, isn't really taking something from Pokemon. But I digress. Them having the power, it's just like the payment processors. Why does Nintendo have this level of power? Why do the payment processors have this level of power? And with anything that's like patents, legal agreements, things of that nature, yes, you might read this and be like, oh, they can't do anything to this game. It all comes down to interpretation. They could do whatever they want, and my issue is Nintendo and these entities having that level of power. Nintendo should not have this level of power, and I go back to, why is this approved? Like, of all of the ones, this is the one, and maybe this is a little bit hyperbolic, I don't care. This is the one that's insane to me. I'm just like, brother, what are we doing here? How does this get approved? That is what I keep going back to, and that is what I keep questioning. How does this get approved? Somebody just sat down and they're like, yeah, yo, Nintendo deserves this patent. There definitely isn't any other games that utilize this, and I don't know what their thought process is on what gets approved and what doesn't. From my vantage point, I think it's just you spam send, like, all right, yo, spam send this one, it got declined, adjust this wording, send it again, and eventually you just land on the right person on the right day. Maybe he had a really good breakfast, and you know what, he's just feeling himself. He's like, man, I'm ready to approve some patents today, and it just gets approved. I really believe this is how it works, because this is how so much of life just works. You get declined, you try again, you change your approach a little bit, and ultimately you get your foot in the door and suddenly it gets approved. I really do believe that something as important as this, that was what happened. That's what I'm gonna choose to believe, because there's no other way. There's no other way this gets sent out for approval, immediately just gets approved. No, I think Nintendo spam approached, and then, which is honestly a valid tactic from Nintendo's standpoint, just adjust words every now and again, every time you get declined, and then, oh, you caught buddy on a good day. He's feeling himself. Maybe the girl he's been crushing on finally said yes. Maybe he had a good breakfast. Maybe, you know, he got a promotion. I don't know. Maybe he won the lottery. I don't know what happened, but how this gets through is just insane to me, and maybe we can have some clarity on that. I will want some clarity on the approval process. That's what I want. I want some clarity, because ultimately, who's approving these patents? I want to know. Sure, Nintendo, in their best interest, might want this patent, but the fact that this got approved is what is just so jarring to me. Like, I just cannot comprehend. My feeble brain cannot comprehend how this got approved, but I digress. That is gonna do it for me. I think this is one of the most insane aspects that I've covered in this entire story, but, you know, let me know what you guys think. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Oh, by the way, Digimon Storytime Stranger demo out later today. Might as well get that in, you know what I'm saying? Alright, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.